Students of class 9A and 9B, today's points: Ramanuja, Ramananda, Kavi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Tulsidas. Who were they? They all were the religious saints and under whose inspiration and guidelines the Bhakti movement started in India. Now we are going to discuss about their contributions in a very shortest form. Why? Because they had contributed a lot for the all-round development, religious development throughout the country. So many contributions are there on the part of Ramanuja, Ramananda, Kavi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and of course Mirabai and Tulsidas. But I am going to discuss about them in their main contributions, whatever they had done for the country and country's people. Now I am going to discuss about it. Ramanuja, and it is mentioned in your book. It is mentioned in a very shortest form. Ramanuja was born in a very small village near modern Chennai. Ramanuja was a Vaishnavite by faith. He condemned the caste system and preached equality. Ramanuja preached in the local language but wrote his texts in Sanskrit. Ramanuja belonged to a very poor family, but from his childhood he showed his attraction towards the Almighty God and wanted to do something newly. The things which were totally unknown to his countrymen, he knew it and clarified it with many examples, and which later became clear to his countrymen. So they had great affection for this little child, and in course of time, when he grew older, then he obtained respect from the same group of people, obtained respect. That very child who later grew older, they paid their tribute and respect to Ramanuja, considering him to be a famous man, a man exception, an exceptional man, a man who was totally different than that of others. And the preachings and teachings of Ramanuja also encouraged his countrymen. He was able to satisfy their needs and expectations. The clarification, whatever he made, touched the hearts of the people. That's why he also made many of his followers. And when he conducted meetings and seminars, religious meetings, religious seminars, so many people, including his followers, who come to attend it. And during that time, Ramanuja proved that how much knowledge he gained and how much knowledge he could share for his followers and for those people who attended the meeting. They gained knowledge from Ramanuja. Ramanuja was good in Sanskrit. In spite of being good in Sanskrit, he taught his preachings and teachings in local language, because he was from Chennai, modern Chennai. That's why he used Tamil, language Tamil, and people attracted millions of people by using local language Tamil. And since so many slokas are there written in Sanskrit, that's why he also taught some lessons in Sanskrit, and at the same time he translated it from Sanskrit to Tamil. That's why Ramanuja became a famous saint in South Indian history and in Indian history indeed. And now Ramananda was a disciple of Ramanuja. Ramananda was a disciple of whom? Ramanuja. He was the first person to introduce Hindi as a language for preaching. Ramananda knew Hindi language. Ramananda realized that many people were interested to hear their preachings and teachings in Hindi language. Ramananda acquired the knowledge of Hindi. So he was consented by his guru Ramanuja to teach through Hindi language, and then he started preaching and teaching in Hindi language. He was a devotee of Ram Sita and made them popular deities. He was a devotee of Ram Sita and made them popular deities. He rejected the caste system and had disciples belonging to different castes and subcastes. Since he never supported the concept of inequality, but equality, and also strongly rejected the caste system, casteism. That's why he was able to make many disciples, and his disciples also of different castes and subcastes. They all became the disciples of Ramananda. And next one, Kabir. Who was Kabir? Kabir also was one of the most well-known saints, Bhakti saints, and also was a disciple of Ramananda. Kabir was a disciple of Ramananda. Ramananda was a disciple of Ramanuja, and Kabir was a disciple of Ramananda. The duality of his patronage, he was supposed to be born of a Hindu widow, but brought up by a Muslim weaver. Kabir was born. It is a rumor, but there is no concrete, proof of it. But there is a rumor that Kabir was born. Born in a Hindu family, and his mother was a Hindu widow. But later he brought up by a Muslim weaver. That very Muslim weaver made him perfectly, because that Muslim weaver was innocent person. He had no education, but still his practical knowledge encouraged Kabir from his childhood, and that very person also made him a perfect bridge of Hindu-Muslim unity. He condemned the caste system and untouchability. Kabir opposed any sort of religious rituals like idol worship, bathing in holy rivers, going on pilgrimage, and polygamy. He spread the message of equality and brotherhood and purity of character through bhakti. He believed in one God and equality of all human beings. He bridged the distance between the Hindus and Muslims through his dohas or couplets. And these dohas and couplets are known as Kabir's couplets, Kabir's dohas. His teachings and preachings are recorded in a book called Vizak, means the seed book. His followers came to be known as Kabir Panthis. His followers came to be known as Kabir Panthis. Kabir, belonged to a very poor family, but what knowledge he gained from his father, Muslim weaver father, under whose care Kabir received knowledge, gained knowledge, and became a religious saint. What knowledge he gained from his father, Muslim father? Establishing a unity between the Hindus and Muslims, and cursing the untouchability, because untouchability was a curse for human beings. That's why it should be abolished. This is another version of many myths that surround the position of the Bhakti movement. Another one was Mirabai, who was an integral part of the Bhakti movement that arose during the period of, Mirabai. Today not, next day I shall discuss about Mirabai. Today another sense, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to our state Bengal. He was from Navadvip of Bengal. He was born to a learned family. His life underwent a complete transformation in Benares. He gave up the arrogance of a scholar and took to preaching love and brotherhood through song and dance. He was a devotee of Lord Krishna and a Vaishnavite. He had a large number of followers in eastern India and Bengal, including many Muslims. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in a very learned family of Bengal at Navadvip. But he, after a few days acquaintance with them, he gained knowledge from all the Pandits under whose doors he used to go to receive the knowledge of Sanskrit. Sanskrit mantras and slokas he learned from them, but his memory was like a computer. He could recall any type of things, any type of complicated slokas of Sanskrit once he was taught by his gurus in their tolls. Tolls means educational center, from where he was taught by his gurus. So from the tolls, whatever teaching was provided for him, along with other students, he was the only one student of those tolls could recall any type of Sanskrit mantras once he was taught. That means his memory was very powerful. That's why all his gurus had great sympathy, love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In course of time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also made his own tolls. A number of tolls also were made by him, and he also made a large group of his followers. His followers were uncounted. So many followers, gave him a place of distinction in the Bhakti movement. Because of his contributions, he became a great saint, because his love, his respect for Lord Krishna gave him a permanent place in the Bhakti movement. Lord Krishna and his concept, Vaishnavite, and clarification of different sides of Vedas, Upanishads, was 100% perfect. The other Pandits who challenged his clarification, ultimately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proved it to be wrong. And other toll Pandits who were present there, they accepted the clarification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be correct. By this way, he established his own identity, and later on he reached Benares on foot. During that time there was no communication, bus communication, railway communication, He reached Varanasi on foot, and other Hindu pilgrimages one by one. Later on he reached Puri, then from Puri to Vrindavan, Mathura. These all were the holy places for the Hindus because of the birthplace of Lord Krishna and his activities. The places he identified, that these were the places where Lord Krishna, along with the Sakhas or Sakhis, played under that Kadam Diksha. And not only that, how much wicked Lord Krishna was there during his childhood. He narrated it with many examples and clarified and identified the places from places where Lord Krishna used to play. That place, that river, that Gokul, where Lord Krishna came as a child of one, child of a person, and also looked after by them as their son, and later on he also, Lord Krishna during his childhood killed many demons, and also those, and also control the entire society under his grip, and they all consider Lord Krishna as an exception, and because of his extraordinary merit, extraordinary qualities, and extraordinary, merits, he became, a very popular man, a very popular person, and a great deity of the Hindus. That's why everyone prayed for Lord Krishna till today. He became one of the most powerful, powerful deity of the Hindus. And that's why in attraction of Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached on foot, reached the distant places like Puri, Varanasi, Vrindavan, Mathura. These were the holy places of the Hindus. He reached there on foot from Navadvip to that distant places. He reached on foot without caring of his legs, fingers, bodies. These also were wounded, but he didn't care for it. He raised his two hands towards the sky and uttered one name, Ha Krishna, Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna. And by doing it, he reached a number of holy places or holy pilgrimages. And there, on reaching there, once again he started praying Lord Krishna during evening hours. And later on, he removed all types of superstitions from the society and helped the needy people, the people who had great, who had so many severe diseases, and due to infections all over the body. No one was going there to touch his body, but it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached there and took care of that needy person, and used cotton over his body and applied some Ayurvedic medicines which were produced from the leaves, green leaves. He applied it on the wounds, and by way of doing it, he served the human beings and became a great person of India. He was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of Bengal. And due to his bhakti movement, due to his contributions in the bhakti movement, he became a great saint of the bhakti movement. Belonged to Navadvip, Nadia district, Navadvip of Bengal. Up to this, my dear students, thank you.